My name is Riley. I'm an expat living in Bangkok. I'm from the US, and I've been based out here in Asia for 10 years.
Being outside of America, America's stressful. No matter where you are in your economic ladder, it's stressful because you, like other people have said, you're trying to get to the next level. You're constantly trying to get to the next level, whatever that level is.
My life is quite simple. To me, I don't feel like I need to be in the hustle and bustle and grind as I did whenever I was home. I felt like every day was a grind. I was stressing daily.
Young expats in Bangkok, that's the topic of today's video. And the video opened up with Riley. Riley's 35 years old, he's from Washington State. Right now, standing outside of his apartment. He's gonna give us a tour of his apartment, tell us how much he pays each month for rent. And we're also gonna meet with John and Gary, who you saw at the opening of this video. John is from Texas, Gary's from LA, and they're gonna tell us why they choose Thailand over the US. And Riley's also gonna take us through his daily routine. He's gonna tell us how he started his business so he could live in Thailand. And he's gonna take us over to his kind of fitness routine, his steam and sauna, ice bath setup. So let's get started. Let's take a tour of Riley's apartment. Number 285. Riley.
Ready to go?
How's it going, man?
Welcome. Welcome to the beautiful Bangkok city, Ekamai.
Man.
This is my spot.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Can we get the tour?
Yeah, so I was looking for a 2-bedroom with a dedicated office.
Hi, June.
Hi.
This is June. And so this was my top option, and it's in Ekamai. It's not far from the BTS. You can actually see the BTS from outside the window here. And so yeah, this is the living room, open layout where it's got the living room and then it's got the kitchen over here. If you want to pay $3,000 a month for a place in Bangkok, you're going to get something like this. 200 square meters with a dedicated office and 2 bedrooms. This is the office. This is the YouTube studio / office. And so I'm here, I'm working, I'm taking calls, I'm doing YouTube videos. And then basically down here is just the 2 bedrooms. So there's a bathroom in here, bathroom with a shower. And then there's a whole laundry room in here. And then so there's 2 bedrooms and both of them have walk-in closets. And so this is one of them. Look at the cats. This is
Very cool.
and so you can.
So this is the spare bedroom.
This is the spare bedroom.
Good.
Yep, this is a cool view. It's actually a very unique view. We have just this green in the background, and then you have the Bangkok city skyline right here, Sukhumvit area. Sometimes when I'm taking long team calls, an hour, 2 hours, I'm right here on my treadmill, and I'm walking, getting the steps in on this standing desk. So you can buy these little mini desk treadmills, buy it on Lazada. It's like only like $200.
Riley, great tour and great place. How
Yep.
about this, guys? Can't beat it. $3,000 a month. Can you imagine if you were in downtown Seattle or San Fran, you know, what this would cost?
At least double. Let's just say my rule of thumb is, all right, this comparable place in my hometown, Bellevue, is going to be double the price for half the size. Walk-in closet right here, so plenty of space, you know, if you have a girlfriend to keep all her clothes. Most of it's hers, obviously, and then bathroom. Most important thing though, when I start my day, come over here and I will turn on the JBL party box, and then I'll start playing loud music, get me pumped for the day. Shower, shave, usually put on my running shoes and go for a morning run.
Pump up that JBL. Let's hear what you put on in the morning.
Okay.
Each time that I move, hey, my free time ain't free time, it's peace signs if you snooze. I got crease lines in my shoes. Walk with me, you see what I do. Walk with me, you see what I mean. Show you how to see it right through. I said, excuse me, you don't understand where I'm at. I was all around the world on Spank.
I was putting my laptop on the coffee table and I was working down here. And I realized, oh my gosh, this is such a good work position. So I even moved my second monitor here off of the desk. And so this is what I call a coffee table desk. So I'm sitting here crisscross applesauce, or I'll just have legs straight. And so sometimes I'll just be no monitor, or sometimes I'll be using the monitor. Game changer. This is my favorite home office setup. It's a more healthy position to be in for several hours compared to just sitting in a chair. You know, it's better for the blood flow and whatnot. With a nice comfy cushion, mwah.
Gonna keep this conversation going about young expats in Bangkok.
Yep,
Yeah, hey, thanks for the tour, Riley.
of course.
Awesome place, so cool. This is a cool little street, Riley. I mean, you have
Yeah.
this right downstairs. You come down here, do you ever eat here?
I have not eaten here, but historically in years past, you know, in my early days,
Sure.
for sure I might pop up.
So what do we have?
Get-
It looks
get
like a
some
little
soup.
noodle shop.
If you want to eat like
So
a
cup.
local. Wake up.
Yeah, man, this is kind of cool. Just your kind of local shops. And you got your little fruit shop here.
This is fruit guy. Yeah, I buy fruit from this guy.
Awesome, man.
Wake up. And then, of course, got plenty of weed shops.
Man, even Phuket, you know, same thing. Well, all over Thailand, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're especially in a place where there's foreigners, it's just how it is.
Weed shop.
Where are we going today?
So my favorite Starbucks, it's in W District. So
You walk
it's a-
or what?
It's a 15-minute walk. Sometimes I walk, or it's like a 4-minute grab.
Let's do grab.
All right, it's called a grab.
Fee in your life. You need a little me in your
All right,
life.
grab's here.
I
Off the
wanna
mat.
see the sea in your eyes. You need to be free. Hey.
Move. Move. Body move. Move your body till you can move. Move. Body move.
We made it, W District.
So we're seated here in Starbucks. Young expats in Bangkok. So you graduated college in 2012.
Yep,
What was your study, field of study?
science.
So
Biochem.
that's 2012. And then the story goes that one of your close friends went on a work study to Thailand.
Yep,
And your other best friend, the two of you said, let's go see him.
yep,
And that was like in Phuket.
yep.
And you guys are in Phuket. How old were you guys then? 20?
23, 22, 23.
Okay. And something happened. It planted the seed. At that trip, how long were you guys here?
It was just 2-week vacation for me.
So the 2-week vacation, you go back home, but something you were thinking, I'm going to live there.
Because my friend, he was on semester abroad, just a 2-month program. He comes back home. He's like, "Hey, do you want to work abroad and do the job, full year work abroad?" I was like, "Hell yeah, let's do it." And then that planted the seed. We had about enough money saved up to live in Thailand, Chiang Mai, for about 6 to 8 months.
You know, one thing I admire about what you've done, you made that decision back then, almost 10 years ago, working remote, working online, and it's been an evolution, right? It's evolved. There's been a number of shifts. Some things work, some things are hot for a minute, and then they go away, and then you have to kind of veer off and keep discovering, right? It hasn't been easy.
Of course not. That's business. It's going into business for yourself. It's starting a small online business. And so of course there's, like we were started at high ticket drop shipping. 3 months later after getting to Thailand, we pivoted to private label FBA, and the rest is history.
What's FBA mean?
Fulfilled by Amazon. But it's just private labeling, making your own products. And our first successful product was actually what you're using right now, this selfie stick tripod.
Cool. Okay, so why not just do that from Washington, from Bellevue? I mean, Bellevue, Seattle, you have a lot of tech and startups. Why not why move to Thailand to do it?
Boring, man. Because, I mean, we grew up there. It's boring. Another country is exciting, sunny.
So let's unpack that a little bit. Boring. Why boring?
Because I've already spent the first 22 years of my life there. You've seen everything.
Are you ever bored here?
No.
So I agree with you 100%. I don't know if my feeling is bored back home, but I don't feel as energized. There's something about being in this environment that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And inspired is the word.
Yeah.
Inspired, right? I wake up feeling inspired. At home, you know, those who say the environment doesn't affect us, they don't realize that it does, right? So I just feel more inspired here. It's interesting to hear you say you're not bored here.
This is interesting to unpack. So do you know where I applied to college was all the Southern California schools. I applied to all of them. Why? Because in my brain, I want the sunny weather, I want the palm trees. There's something about that. And some of us, you and I, folks watching, they resonate with the sunny weather and the palm trees. They really vibe with that. And that really makes them happy. And that's really their vibe. And that's me too. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get out of Washington. This is looking back. That's what I wanted. I wanted palm trees, sunny weather. I wanted year-round summer.
Sure.
And so I tell this to my friends as well. It's like, because when we grow up in a place like Washington, where it's cold cold for half the year,
Sure.
most of the year, and then in summer it's really warm, we associate fun, most happiness, the most laughter, the most play, the most creativity with summer. Why? Because there's no school in summer. And so we associate sun with fun. So that's the psychological side.
I agree with you. You know, I prefer the warm weather over the cold weather. I went to Oregon State. I lived in Portland, and I would never want to go back because I don't do well in gray, wet, and cold. And I don't care if I sweat. It gets humid here. The trade-off is okay with me because I feel better in the heat. So, okay, so let's go through this. During this time in Asia, tell us all the places you've lived.
Chiang Mai, Saigon, Bangkok, Phuket, Koh Samui, Philippines, specifically Davao for 1 month, and Bali.
I saw a video of yours in Guangzhou, China.
I lived in Guangzhou for a month. Forgot about that one.
4 million views or something. Riley's out there doing a Guangzhou nightlife, but YouTube's weird. We never know why it hits, but that video hit.
Yeah.
So you have your YouTube, you have your podcasting. What I noticed about you, you're a content creator. You're a business person. I think that's where we are today, that it requires, I know when I'm creating content, it gives me ideas for other projects, for work. It allows me to know myself better. But you've been doing this for a while.
Do you mean talking to other people allows you to know yourself better? Is that what you mean?
Mastery of self through craft. So the more I create these videos, the more I write, the more I learn about me. So it's called mastery of self through craft. And it's true, like when I start to do a vlog, whether it's this one or a different idea, I learn something about me.
Yeah.
So, and I notice you do a lot of content creation. We'll list all of Riley's YouTube and podcasts in the description. But you're always, and I think when I get calls from young people now asking to have an advice or a tip, the first thing I tell them is start a podcast. If they're in college and they're asking what should I do to start doing some kind of work online, I tell them start creating. How important is that for young people, even old people?
Well, first of all, yeah, I've been a creative my whole life, ever since 5 years old, playing instruments and piano, and then all throughout high school, creating music and creating comedy sketches and all. So I've been a creator type my whole life. But also, per that question, we live in the social media economy. We live in a social media world. We live in a personal brand world. And so I don't care what type of business that you have, you need to be on social media, you need to have content, and podcast is one of the coolest and relatively easiest bang for your buck type content that you can do. So that's why it's good. Also, it's kind of like writing, whereas writing is thinking.
And good things come out of it, right? I know there's those who choose to be completely offline. That's not me. I feel like we're in an era now where part of it's just part of life.
Yeah.
And to be offline, I think people will end up a little bit disconnected if they're relying 100% on turning on the news or YouTube and just watching that. Okay, what do you miss about the U.S.?
And so it's being away from family is the main thing. And so I go back once a year for a whole month. I think the vision is to maybe get to the point where I can fly business class back and forth maybe two times at least per year, where it's business class tickets and I'm kind of financially able to not even worry about the price on that, or fly my family out maybe once a year, fly everyone out and not have to worry about the price. That's kind of where my mindset is.
Say when you're 50, where do you see yourself living?
Around the whole world, wherever I feel.
Follow your heart?
Well, wherever I want. That's the whole point. That's what I was telling you earlier. That's the whole point of why we do what we do. So we can be where we want, when we want. Let's say I have a family at that point. Okay, then I'm gonna be where I want that makes sense for raising kids. Let's say I don't, then I'm gonna be where the best part is, where that makes sense, where I don't have kids.
So you like freedom?
It's all about the options. That's the whole point of having an online business. That's the whole point, is to be where you want, when you want, be location independent. I don't even care if you have an online business, let's say it's just phone based. Let's say it's just on the phone, but you don't even have a website. But you can do it all on the phone. Great, you're location independent. Our careers are location independent, and that's what I'm saying.
One thing I notice about being where we are right now, we both have friends back home that we've said, get out here, right? When we talk about freedom, yeah, work, you have to do work that allows freedom. You have to have money to have freedom. But I find the number one freedom that people don't have is the freedom but here, in the brain, where they're just saying, okay, they have the money. They have the right work. They're just scared to leave. They are scared to get out of the comfort zone. And I feel that a lot of times the real freedom's right here in the head. I know you have buddies back home who they probably envy what you're doing. They just don't have the mind space to do it.
It's tough. Life is tough, and everyone has their own situation, life situation. And so that's why when I'm preaching to my young audience, I'm like, when you finish college or even after you finish high school, now is the time, because you don't have the lease, the wife, the kids, the pets, the girlfriends, the car leases. You don't have any of the responsibilities. You have no strings attached. Now is when you should go travel and follow your dreams right now. You know, the older you get, in theory, you're gonna have more ties down. Maybe your family, your significant other, pets and etc., and leases and mortgages. Yeah, the older you get, you're probably gonna be more tied down to that location. That's probably how it works. And so the older you get, the more motivated, essentially at the end of the day, you're gonna need to be to make a big change. It's like it's inertia. The more inertia going this way, the harder it is to move that another way.
You've been around Asia a lot. You've been traveling a lot, 10 years. Why Bangkok?
Well, Thailand kind of chose me. Thailand chose me. It started with Park semester abroad. That's why we came out here. So thank you, Washington State University, for having a semester abroad program in Thailand. So the world chose us. Started off in Chiang Mai. That's the best place to start if you're just starting, not making a lot of money. And then the natural graduation is you come to big, bold, big mango Bangkok City, what I like to say tropical Buddhist New York City. One of the best cities in the world, maybe the best city in the world.
So what are the things in Bangkok that you love?
Palm trees everywhere, great weather, Buddhist temples all around, the hustle and bustle, easy to get around. You got the BTS, you got the grab bikes. Food, amazing food from any fucking food you want, delivered to your condo in 30 to 40 minutes on Grab. It's a metropolis. It's probably the best city in the world. I'm gonna just say it.
How long you and June been dating?
Almost 3 years.
Where'd you guys meet?
We met in Phuket through friend of a friend during COVID when there weren't that many people. And so, yeah.
What's your typical day?
Typical day, wake up, sun stretch / yoga, and then hit a running around town. I might run to the gym, hit the very nice gym down here called Fitness First, very luxury gym. Hit the weights, hit those heavy weights, and then or I'll run down to Ice House, which we're gonna be at in a second. Hit the sauna and ice bath, chill, and then boom, I'm here right in here at Starbucks until until it closes at 8 p.m. And then I'll walk home, and then I'm doing calls with my American team from 8, 9, and 10 p.m. And that's a day.
I like a place where I can remove friction from my day.
Yeah.
And when I'm back home, I'm stuck in a car. I don't care where you live back home, you're in a car. And I'm always a little bit hesitant about how I change a lane. Because some dude, he might be 100 yards back, he didn't like the way you changed the lane. And now he's coming at you honking and angry. That never happens here.
Yeah, you don't need a car, for sure.
No car, no friction, there's no confrontation. Back home, you don't know what's going to make somebody upset. And it might just because of them, that they're mentally unstable.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely a lot more mentally unstable people in America. But the funny thing is, Phil, it's like, you know, you're interviewing me on the differences of America. It's like I've been outside of America for 10 years. I almost feel disconnected from American culture now.
So we saw your condo. You've kind of taken us through the initial morning routine. You come here, you do a little work, you have your lunch program, your gym, but then you have your restorative program. You go down to like sauna.
Sauna and ice bath place. There's a new place called Ice House.
Will you show us?
Game changer.
Take us to it.
Game changer, bro. Yeah, let's go.
So I think our next stop is we're gonna leave Starbucks. Riley's gonna show us where he goes every day for like sauna, ice bath. It's a good life.
It's a great fucking life, dude. It's a great fucking life.
We'll see you guys at ice bath. We're at Riley's favorite daily routine, I guess, right? You come out here, you do your sauna and your ice bath.
It's
Love
the
it.
best. It's the best.
And these guys behind us are Muay Thai guys.
Muay Thai.
Awesome from UK, I guess. Where? Scotland. Yeah, this is awesome, Riley. So, man, what's next?
I'll come 2 days in a row every week as a weekly detox and dopamine reset. I've found that is the way to go.
I love it. You know, hey, by the way, this amenity of Thailand,
Yeah.
it's one thing that kept me in the south of Phuket for so long, and why is all the steam and the ice, you know, but it's nice to have it in Bangkok.
Dude, this place is a freaking game changer for the Sukhumvit area. Game changer.
It's phenomenal. Okay, one more reason to live in Bangkok. Can we hit the ice?
Let's hit it.
All right, let's go. I'll follow you. A day in the life of Riley. Ice bath style. I love it, Riley. Yep. No, this is, to me, it's an amenity of living in Thailand. You know, the herbal steam, the ice is so healthy. It feels so good. Man.
Yeah, this place is an absolute game changer.
It is a game changer. No, I mean, this was keeping me in Rawai in the south of Phuket because they have all the steam and the ice. But now you got just as good in Bangkok, if not better.
Exactly.
Man, it's cool. So, Riley, the amenities of living in Thailand. You feel healthier here, right? Than the U.S.?
Absolutely. The healthy lifestyle
Me too.
is so important. I mean, obviously. And you can live an amazing healthy lifestyle out here.
Yeah, I agree, man. It's like I feel healthier in Thailand because I think one reason is I'm driving less. I'm in the car less. And I'm doing more things like this for the body. I get a massage every day.
Yep.
I come here to steam and an ice.
Oh, the massages, 100%. The
Riley.
massages,
Riley.
unlimited gyms, Muay Thai.
Riley, a lot of dudes are watching this video right now. Give me
Yep.
another amenity to living in Thailand.
Dating, of course. I mean,
100%.
let's obviously say that.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Right?
of course. You know, you come out to any
other country. If you're a foreigner,
Yeah.
then you know a certain portion of the population is you're going to be a little bit more desirable.
100%.
So Thailand, great. Let's be honest, it's one of the big reasons that makes life out here amazing is the dating life. So for sure.
You know what? I'll say as an old guy, I would love to be a young guy in Thailand again,
Yeah.
because Thailand women are, I mean, some of the best in the world, I think. But I'll say this as an old dude, that it's still good.
Oh yeah, we're living good out here, man.
You have a good
Yeah.
thing going here. Yeah, it's good, guys.
Sounds good.
Riley, thanks for an introduction to the day in your life.
Oh man,
And being a young expat in Bangkok. Good stuff.
come out here, guys.
Good stuff.
Don't sleep.
Yo! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all, man. I'm the new era, about to snap back.
So John is from Arlington, Texas.
Yeah, Arlington, Texas.
Been in Bangkok 18 months.
Yes.
Where around the world have you been, and maybe for a month or longer in each country?
Around the world, I mean, I've spent like probably the equivalent of four years or so in Denmark. I've spent almost a year in Prague, Czech Republic.
You've been here now 18 months in Bangkok. So you have perspective.
Right.
Why Bangkok?
Man, I just think that like for my lifestyle, for what I do, you know, just when it comes to eating well and taking care of yourself, it's actually relatively cheap. Far cheaper than being back home.
So for guys watching,
Yep.
some have been to Thailand, some never have been here, but they might be contemplating coming here and maybe even wanting to live here.
Yeah.
Walk us through that process about how you made the decision to move to Bangkok.
You know, I came, you know, as a tourist and then just kind of figured, you know what? I really love Thailand. I love the Thai people. Just the people. I'm not gonna lie, like the people is what got me
Feels
to
good.
stay. Yes.
Yeah. So, and sometimes it's natural, I think, being an American, being an expat living in Thailand. I have those days where I'm like, man, I think I'm just gonna go home.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you what might be triggering that.
Yeah.
It might just be a day of feeling lonely.
Yeah.
You know, what if you have a day like that? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But what are the things that for you, say, man, I'm just gonna stay here? Like, what do you really appreciate about living in Bangkok that you know is a little bit harder to come by back home?
My life is quite simple. To me, I don't feel like I need to be in the hustle and bustle and grind as I did whenever I was home. I felt like every day was a grind. I was stressing daily, and I just felt like there was just no end to the grind. We're here, I'm able to kind of just like I don't have to have such a high baseline, right? You know, that's the thing that's happening is like the cost of living was becoming so absurd that my baseline was getting up, you know, just to meet zero.
Interesting you
Where
say
here my baseline is much lower.
Meaning cost of living.
Correct.
What about even emotional baseline?
Emotional baseline as well.
Meaning pressure from society.
Agreed. Yeah,
So-
so that also plays a big role.
We look around back home and it's like everyone's trying to get there and then they get there and then go there and
Yeah.
there's a level of dissatisfaction.
Yeah, there's just
And there's
one
less
up.
of that here, right?
Yes.
The one up. And the friction or the chip on the shoulder.
Yes. Yes.
Gone.
I haven't been home in a while, so it's like, you know, you sort of forget these things, but you're absolutely right. From what I remember, there was always that feeling of trying to continually level up. And not that that's a bad thing, but I just find it to be too stressful for me. I like to be, you know, how the Thais say, sabai sabai. I'm very sabai with my approach to life. And, you know, I'm always just looking to kind of just keep my stress levels down, keep my emotions, you know, at a very even keel level so that I'm able to, you know, think and act accordingly and not get too crazy about stuff. Because, you know, we understand how the political climate and everything is going on back home. And it's causing a lot of strife between people that we normally would never have any sort of disagreements with.
I know. I talked to even some family members who they start the conversation with politics, and I say,
Yeah.
and I say, look, I appreciate you want to talk about it. I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
But for my own mental health,
Yeah.
I don't want to be consumed by it.
Yes.
John's in Bangkok, 18 months, does the fitness coaching, and learning Thai,
Yes.
and has lived in Denmark,
Yep.
lived in Prague,
Prague.
but chooses Bangkok.
But choose Bangkok.
35, young expat in Bangkok.
That's right.
Anything you want to tell them before we?
I mean, if you guys are looking for a nice, wonderful, warm place to be at year round, you should definitely come check out Thailand. It is one of the best places in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah, look up John. All his info is in the description to this video. And now I want to take you guys to meet another young expat living in Bangkok.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot. Wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this go up. You know it's all net when it go up.
Guys, I'm standing here with Gary from Los Angeles, California. I know in the intro to this video, I said young expats in Bangkok, which meant like under 40. Gary, you're 42?
44.
44.
We're still young.
But when you see him working out, he's out here, he looks like he has the physique of a 25-year-old. So I think you qualify.
All right, I'll
Definitely
take it.
qualify for being under 50
I'll take
or
it.
being as old as me,
I
58.
appreciate it. I'll take it.
But he's in great shape. And you weren't in great shape when you moved here.
I was in okay shape, but I think I'm in better shape.
We're gonna throw
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna throw up real quick
We're
the
gonna
before,
throw
and
before
after
and
pic.
after. Yeah,
before Bangkok and after.
Oh yeah.
There's quite a difference. I mean,
Yeah.
you've dedicated yourself to physical fitness
Yeah.
since moving to Thailand.
Yeah, for sure.
What about Thailand allows you to feel that way or be inspired to be fit?
Yeah, so I mean, it's easy access to healthy food. You could grab it. You could like Uber Eats type grab here. It's warm. Everything's easy to get. It's easy to go around. It's easy to get healthy meals. Usually, when you go out in America, you don't know what kind of meals you're gonna get. Right? It's not that easy.
And it's expensive.
It's expensive, and you kind of have to go. It's more expensive, and typically you have to make your own.
Yeah, I mean, every time I go into Whole Foods, I spend $100.
Oh yeah, yeah. So at home I go to Erewhon, which is like Whole Foods, next level, right? And it's like 3 things, $45, $50, smoothie, $20.
Yeah, you know, it's nice.
Yeah.
We heard from Riley earlier, and he was talking about freedom and being able to work from anywhere in the world.
Yep.
And you're in the similar position.
Yep.
You can work from anywhere. Why do you choose Bangkok?
Yeah, so to give you like context, so I've lived in Europe, I've lived in 3 months in the Philippines, and in the Philippines, I couldn't get access to the healthy food that I wanted at a reasonable price. I felt like usually the food wasn't that great. So when I left there and I came here, I was like, okay, this is more like lifestyle.
I've seen comments on some of my videos about people who compare Philippines and Thailand.
Right.
Why does Bangkok work better for you than the Philippines, being that you were there for 3 months?
Yeah, for me personally, Bangkok works better because much healthier food. Like everything in the Philippines is like fried or has laced sugar. Like for instance, even healthy yogurt will have sugar in it. And they have that here too, but they have many that don't have sugar in it. So it's just, you can get any food here that you want. I mean, it might be expensive-ish, but you can get it. But it wasn't even, you couldn't even get it easily.
Yeah, and I think also it's safer here. You can leave your laptop in a cafe here and walk
Totally.
away.
Yeah,
And it's going to be there 2 hours later.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, it's not.
yeah. Riley actually told me that he leaves his laptop
In Bangkok.
in Bangkok and just goes easy. I don't do that. I haven't gotten to that level, but he's been here for
Also-
10 years. I've been here for like 6-7 months.
That's right. He does that all the time, and he showed us where he
Yeah.
does that. But also, I think, let's just touch on it briefly since we're talking about Philippines and Bangkok.
Yep.
The other thing, I think, here, the infrastructure is better.
Way better.
And the Wi-Fi is better.
Way better.
There's just things that I need in my day.
Right.
When I wake up, I need a good coffee, good Wi-Fi, and I need
Right.
just everything easy.
Yeah.
And to me, Thailand, Bangkok, no matter where I am in Thailand, it's pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you get, if you're comparing Philippines to Thailand from my personal experience, you get a little bit more for your money, and you get much more convenience. Like at home, I have internet that's 2,000, 1,000, 2,000 down, 1,000 up. I don't know. I have friends that have that in the Philippines, but everything's a little more difficult. Like when you're going to a grocery store, there's seven
little
people,
more difficult.
you're waiting long, everything's like, your day is more frustrating.
There might be some smells in the air that you don't have here.
Yeah.
You feel pretty Western here.
Yeah. The day's more frustrating if you don't have a personal assistant. So I have friends that have personal assistants, and they like it.
We flashed up on the screen a second ago, before and after, before you moved to Bangkok.
Yep.
How'd you do it? So what did you do to really help your goals move along quickly?
I think a big mistake that I made, and I don't know if other people make this, I think they do because I've talked to them, is I traveled around and I didn't have like a home base. So when you're traveling around, in the Philippines especially, like it's harder to eat right, it's harder to get fit, it's harder to find like a gym that's steady routine. So I feel like routine was missing because I was jumping around a lot. And even when I came here, I was kind of doing that. But once I settled into a place and got a place, and then had like Grab delivery and had my gym and had, I wasn't stressed about where I'm going next. And I also think that being outside of America's stressful. No matter where you are in your economic ladder, it's stressful because like other people have said, you're trying to get to the next level. You're constantly trying to get to the next level, whatever that level is, right? And so I felt like I had stomach fat.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Like stomach fat.
Stomach fat, like stress-related.
Anxiety, stress.
Fat. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, and I think, and like even lower back
Well,
and front.
they say we store our anxiety, emotions physically.
Yeah.
And it might show up in a sore shoulder, sore hip, or even like you said, how you carry fat, extra weight.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Man, how much you pay for rent here monthly?
So at first when I started looking at apartments, I looked at places that were like 60,000, 80,000. I even looked at like 120,000 baht. And I didn't think that I was gonna be here this long. And I kind of thought like, okay, I'm gonna get a place and then I'll just dip out. Maybe I'll have a place here. So my current place, I pay 18,000, I think.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thing is, even at 18, 20,000, it's $500-600 a month.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And it's quite comfortable. And I think the other thing to remind ourselves of when we live here, I don't spend a lot of time at my home.
Right.
Whether that I was just living in Phuket at a condo, I'm always out doing things. I feel I want to be out at a cafe, the gym, at the park here, talking to people, meeting people, going to the ice bath, the steam, going to the massage.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Whereas at home, a lot of our lives are centered around being home in front of the TV.
Yeah.
And we're driving everywhere.
Driving. Yeah. That's actually, sorry to cut you off, but that's like one of the things. I would probably be driving 45 minutes to an hour a day.
So it really kind of is a barrier to leaving the home.
Yeah, I actually bought a new car, like a new Tesla, and it's sitting at home and I'm making payments on it. But like I thought that was going to be the thing that would help me, like in life, right? It's like a new car. I mean, you could get a place here. You can get like 2 places, 3 places for the price. I mean, I lived in Hollywood. I paid $3,600 for a place, and there was homeless around me. Like when I was living there. I don't know if they cleaned it up
and how
now.
much were you paying?
Like $3,600.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that pleasant to step outside?
No, it was pleasant inside, but to step outside wasn't pleasant. No.
And that affects our psyche.
Totally. Yeah.
So you're right. You can have 1 or 2 or 3 places. I talked to a buddy who has 3 places. He has one up north in Udon. He has one in Phuket, one in Bangkok.
Yep.
I'm doing the same thing. 2 places, bouncing between here and Suratani.
Yep.
Because I like the South.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of something kind of luxurious back home to have 2 places.
Yeah. I mean, you'd
but
probably
here
be
it's
paying
quite
where I'm
reasonable.
from, you'd be paying like 2 or 3 places. You'd be paying 10,000 a month.
Yeah, here just is practical, makes sense. It's not an ego thing. It's nothing to tell your buddies that you have multiple places. It's just practicality.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that because the ego thing is like, there's less of that here. There's less of the, like, what does he have? What does this person have? Comparison. I don't think that exists here at such a level. Maybe I'm ignorant. I'm sure it exists on some level, but I don't feel it here as much as I do back home. Yeah.
I agree, man. Gary, thank you.
Yep.
It's awesome. We're talking to you, we talked to John, we talked to Riley, and it's young expats in Bangkok. So, the perception is that usually foreigners or guys from the US to move to Thailand, you have to be retirement age, and you're drinking beer by noon, and you're at the strip clubs. But no, I think it's great to see younger guys who choose to live in Thailand for the reasons that you and John and Riley all list, which is health, peace of mind,
Well, I mean,
quality of life.
I think you'd be surprised. There's a lot of now with everything online, right? What's retirement? And retirement's a number, right? So there's a lot of young guys that have retirement numbers that I know that are in Asia, you know, and they spend less than, you know, they can live their retirement longer. Maybe
the math works better.
Maybe they wouldn't be retired in America for as long as like full retirement, but here maybe, you know, they could be. So it's a different
mindset,
different mindset on what is retirement for some people. Yeah. So.
Man, so this is Young Expats in Bangkok, guys. We're gonna say farewell from the park here. Gary, thank you. And for those of you watching, do you enjoy seeing young expats, younger expats in Bangkok or in Thailand?
Younger, we're 44, not that young.
Those guys under 50?
Yeah.
You know, do you enjoy seeing younger guys who are expats in Thailand under 50? Or 44 in this case, Riley 35, John 35? Yep. If so, let me know in the comments. And if you're a younger guy living in Thailand, also comment. Maybe I'll come interview you. And if you're one of those guys like me, older, 58 and up, I want to come see you around Thailand too. Gary, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Guys, farewell from Bangkok. See you on the next video.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah. Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic gotta say, I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like. Hold up, I shoot my shot, wait, hold up. I'm really about to run this, go up. You know it's all net when it go up.